Well, hello, everyone. My name is Geoff Exstrom, the staff beat writer for Nebraska Volleyball. And big weekend ahead for the Big Red. They open up Big Ten conference play first with Michigan State on Friday, and then the Ohio State the following night on Saturday. And joining me to preview the Buckeyes is the Director of Operations, Caitlin Insana. Caitlin, thank you so much for joining me here today. I really do appreciate your time here talking with me.
Thanks for having me.
So Caitlin, you guys, Ohio State's been on the road. It'll be the first 10 games of the year. And I mean, what does that do to a team to start out the year with that many road games? I mean, does that pay dividends at the end of the year, having to be together so much on the road all the time?
Yeah, I think so. I think it really prepares the team for, again, making a run in the tournament. Hopefully, as we're hoping to get to Omaha, which will be on the road. So, it'd be great to host those first couple rounds in the tournament. But in the end, you're striving to be on the road at the end there. I think the team has really gotten into a great routine being on the road so much. They thrive playing in visitors' gyms. We've done a great job of kind of making each of the gyms our own and getting in that kind of routine. So they're really liking it.
And I mean, what a gauntlet too, just looking at the Buckeyes schedule, facing Texas back to back, and then facing San Diego, who they're now in the top 5 in the country, followed out with Louisville and BYU, who were top 10 teams at the time. I mean, Coach Oldenburg, she emphasized scheduling a tough schedule. How will that help this team?
Yeah, I mean, it will only help us. She made it a point last year that she kind of inherited an easier, if you will, pre-conference schedule. And then when we got to the Big Ten, we just really didn't show how we wanted to show that first weekend. So she decided, like, you know what, we're going to go against the best. And when we decided that, I don't think she realized that we were going to go against all of the best, but I think our team is doing a great job of handling that pressure. Now, would we have like to have won a couple more of those? I think so, but I think through some of these losses, we're going to learn a lot more and grow a lot more, and we're really battle tested. So there is no culture shock that, after this preseason schedule, we're getting on the road and we're playing Nebraska at Nebraska, who is ranked. Like it's nothing new to us, which is awesome. Again, the team really brought into that mindset that she is like, this will pay off in December. And so we went for it. And I think she had a great vision and we're just executing it.
Well, I mean, you guys are kind of team. You're used to that high pressure situation. 13 of the 18 players from last year returned to a team that went to the Sweet 16 a year ago. Now, can you tell that there's a veteran presence of this team? They're not fazed by these high pressure situations. Is that something that you've noticed with this team?
100%. So we have that core group that has been on the court and has had a ton of playing time for 3-4 years now. I mean, our juniors, we have Emily Londa, Riley Rader, Sarah Sue, have been playing since their freshman year. So, those kids, it's not like it's their first time seeing the court. Our seniors, and then we have a 5th year Adria Powell playing in the middle. And again, they are just, that veteran leadership is showing through and through, from the way that they talk before the game to after the game, in the game. Just those moments and those kind of intangibles are really showing through each and every day.
Well, Caitlin, give me a rundown of the team. What can people expect to see on the floor for Ohio State when they come into Lincoln on Saturday night?
Yeah, so you can expect to see a defensive baller in Kylie Murr. So she runs our defense, she runs our backcourt, and she runs our huddle too. She is a great leader for this team. So I think Kylie Murr, you're gonna love watching her. She loves playing in Lincoln. Her and Kenzie Knuckles, teammates, so she loves that. We have a great setter in Mac Podraza. She runs the offense very well, one of the top in the country, and she'll put on a little bit of a show. And then we have those big hitters, Emily Londot, Gabby Gonzalez, Janasia Moore has been playing for us, who's been awesome as that other outside. And then we have Riley Rader and Adria Powell in the middle, which is a really cool duo because Adria is that quiet workhorse, and then Riley Rader is, she's kind of a sneaky player. She offensive weapon and defensive as well. So that's kind of what you're going to get. We have Sarah Sue Morbitzer coming in as a DS, who that kid has an amazing story. She's wanted to be a Buckeye since she was 4 years old and is now a Buckeye and is working hard every day to prove that she belongs. So, and then you'll see, Jen on the sidelines coaching the way that she coaches, which is unlike any other coach in the country.
How does insight?
What was that?
How does Jen coach? Kind of give us a little insight there. What's her style?
Yeah, so her biggest motto is like loose and free. So she wants our athletes to just go out there, have fun, because they're their best when they are just loose, free, having fun. And you'll get that sense from her as well. She kind of sits back, lets them play their games, and then just game plans like the best of them.
I want to go back to Mac Podraza. Obviously, she's one of the best setters, arguably the best setter in the country, and she was voted by numerous publications the top returning Big Ten player. What makes her so good as a setter?
I mean, she has the setter's brain. So her mom is an amazing volleyball player in the Minnesota Hall of Fame. So she's been around volleyball for a long time. And I think her willingness to grow and learn every day has made her that person. She does a great job communicating with her hitters, with her defense, with everyone to kind of tailor her game to their needs. And I think that's very special and unique about Mac.
And I then assume it's a 5-1 system that how you guys run, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, how do you think the Buckeyes are going to approach the offense of Nebraska, which is a 6-2, which you normally don't see? Nebraska hasn't run that offense in a long time. How does one try to defend against the 6-2 offense?
Yeah, so we saw a little bit of a 6-2 this preseason with Pitt. So I think we were able to focus on that. And that, like you said, it's a little bit different of an offense, but I think we do a great job of identifying the hitters from Nebraska. They are obviously really good athletes. They do a great job developing talent over there. But our girls always seem to find a way to work against the Nebraska scheme. So I think they'll have fun figuring that out. It's a little game of chess, working that out. So they like to take that challenge on.
And now, Caitlin, you've been this Buckeye program since 2016, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, so you've been around for a little bit. What makes this team different from past teams that you've been a part of, even if we're just 8 matches into the year?
Yeah. I think, this is a very PC answer, but the culture that they've created within themselves, we spent a lot of time last spring, which was the first spring that this staff has had since COVID, really working on the culture, and they've taken ownership of it. So they are the ones that day in and day out are living and breathing Buckeye volleyball. And I think that is something, with Jen being an alumni of our program and bringing more alumni around us, we have a really good balance of the culture and the talent. So it's the perfect storm right now. And the drive that they have to win, we've been to the Sweet 16 and we're just, to be frank, sick of it. So we're ready to kind of move past it. We've gotten a taste for being in the top of the Big Ten recently, and we're ready for more. So I think that's a little bit of the difference, is just the drive that they have within themselves, and the talent we have in the gym is top notch.
Has that paid big dividends with the freshmen yet? Team, so they probably haven't got much playing time, but how are the freshmen then reacting to that?
Oh, they're thriving. So our kids have taken them under their wings and said, this is the way that we do it in our gym, and they're adapting phenomenally. I think we also give them time to grow. Our team does a great job of, again, like I said, giving them time to grow and learn within the system. Our staff does a great job of that, and I think they're thriving in that and making really, really good strides.
Awesome. And you mentioned that this staff hasn't really been together since the COVID year. Nicole Fawcett enters her first season as full-time, when she was previously a volunteer assistant. How is that staff gelling together?
Oh, it's been awesome since day one. So again, the staff was hired. Jen and Brian were hired in January of 2020. I was already on staff. Nicole became our volunteer when she retired from playing overseas. And I just think we have a really good thing going. We have Brian, who has that stat-driven mind. We have Nicole, who played at a high level, obviously, who knows the Big Ten in and out, who played professionally, played with the national team. Same with Jen. So they do a great job. And then our volunteer, Sean Ermy, came on, who played at Springfield College, won some national championships there and has coached there. So we just have some really good volleyball minds. And yeah, I think we have a really fun staff and we let that show.
Awesome. Now, how important is it, two aspects, how important is it for this team to be so veteran led, as well as the coaching staff wanting the team to be very loose about their play as they head into an environment that is so hostile and intimidating, that is the Devaney Center?
Yeah, I think it's great. So like I said, we've played in some pretty packed gyms this preseason. I mean, we packed a gym. Our team does phenomenally with playing on the road. And again, it's going to be no different than last Saturday or the Saturday before. And I think our team, who Jen has put this in place since day one to be loose and free, that now our kids that were sophomores are seniors and they're teaching that, and it's just second nature. So I think using the environment to our advantage is something that we've gotten really, really good at, and our veterans lead that from the start.
Now, since Coach Flynn, what it likes to keep it loose in the gym, whatnot, what does a normal day of practice look like then? I'm curious to know what that looks like.
Yeah, so a normal day of practice is, depends on the day, but they'll do some weights. Then we'll get into the gym. We have a little debrief of what's going on for the day. We are have some little team positional meetings, and then we get after it in practice. The music is loud. We have a lot of throwback days, a lot of sing-alongs, but we get after it. So again, keeping it loose and free, but then getting down to business. So that's kind of our typical day in the gym. Sometimes we can get Jen and Nicole out on the court playing, Jen will dish the sauce a little bit, and we'll show them what's up. So
awesome. Now, final couple questions here for you, Caitlin. One, what are some things that this team does really well? And two, what are some things they're trying to improve on and as they enter Big Ten play?
Yeah, I think what we do really, really well is our out of system play. is really, we focus on a lot. A lot of teams are obviously trying to work us to get out of system, but I think we're doing really well in the out of system game. And I think what we're working on improving on is just finishing some of these matches. They've been some tight sets, and just, making sure our execution is there at the end and in these tight sets. But I think, again, our preseason schedule has really pushed us and given us those opportunities to kind of refine some of those skills, and we're looking better and better every day.
It's all about those deuce games, am I right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a theme here at Nebraska too, just finishing those deuce games. That's all about. And I have a feeling there's going to be a few of them when the Buckeyes here come to Lincoln.
I think it'll be a fun one for sure.
Awesome. Caitlin Insana, thank you so much, Caitlin, for joining me, the Director of Operations over at Ohio State. Thank you so much, Caitlin.
Thanks. Have a good day.
And Buckeyes and Nebraska gets underway. First serve set for 7 p.m. on Nebraska Public Media at the Vanny Sports Center. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you later.